Hi, this is KT. I am back for a little more work on my Artful Journey journal. I have a different picture today from the one I was using originally, and that's because I decided not to have the face looking this way but more forward. So I got another picture of myself to work on the nose. For me, drawing the nose is always difficult. I can draw a good nose, and then when I paint it, it looks awful, and then vice versa. One of the things I got into the habit of doing after taking Sharon Tomlinson's last online class was I just decided to take a whole bunch of pictures of myself at different angles, different expressions, to use my face as the model instead of always trying to look in the magazine to find something. I just decided to use my own face, and one is because I was working on a self-portrait, which is coming along. It's still in the sketch stage, and the other reason is just I'm more, I guess, familiar with my own face, and I just think it's a good exercise. And also, when you really think about it legally, by sketching my own face, I don't have to worry about copyright issues, because when you take pictures out of magazines, even if you sketch or paint a picture from a magazine, that's still someone else's property, and you can get sued if someone sees a portrait or drawing that you did and it resembles someone else's work, because it's their work. So I just decided from this point forward I will use models from my family, my son, my mother, my brother, myself, but I don't think I'm going to be using any more magazine photos. And I'm just trying to sketch in the hair, just to give myself an idea of what this is going to look like moving forward. It could change, I could cover it, who knows. But this is what I do normally when I'm by myself. I'm just playing around, sketching, trying to find the right formula that's going to work for me. So I think right now I'm going to work on my nose, deepen the shadows a little bit. I'm going to try a burnt umber to go over my nose. This is the palette that I use. It's just a I use two things actually. Sometimes I'll use, I don't know if you can see this, the Gray Matters paper palette. It feels like freezer paper, and I normally take these when I go to seminars, but on a daily basis, I can't even remember where I got this from. I use this. It's a piece of, it almost looks like linoleum, but it's also a hard palette that you can use. You scrape off everything. I've had this for about 5 years. You scrape off your paint and everything when you're done, and it's ready to go. So between the paper palette and my hard palette, that's what I use. I used to use styrofoam, but I just got out of the habit of it, I guess. And I just like the papers on my hard palette. I might have to change the size of my brush. Not too sure about that yet. And just going to define the nose a little bit. And I'm trying to do this without stopping and looking at any notes that I've written down from any other seminars. I just want this project to be as free as I can possibly get it. I'm using water in my brush, but I see right now that I'm going to probably switch to some glaze. I like using glaze instead of water because it helps me build layers, and it makes for a better finish, for me anyway. So I think I'm going to just line the brows. I know some people that don't like to put eyebrows or eyelashes. I'll put eyelashes if it's more of a whimsical painting that I'm doing, but if it's a more of a, I wouldn't call this realistic, but it's definitely not whimsical. If it's more like this, I won't put any eyelashes. But I always tend to put brows, even if I wind up letting the brows fade into the background of the face. I like to put brows. And I'm putting the brows in right now with a burnt umber, and later on I'll go darker with black, but right now I just want to get the brows in here, and that way I can get rid of my chalk. And just to give me her brows are looking kind of wild, an idea of where my shadowing is going to go. And as you can see, I'm turning my picture upside down. I always seem to do that when I'm working on eyes. I will turn my painting upside down to do. She has some wild brows right now. I'll fix it a little later, but I did want to get those in there. And I probably will need to add some eye color. For me, it just looks really strange when the eyes are like that. And I'm gonna take some antique white. I don't normally do regular white for the eyes. I like to use cream or off-white, antique white, and then at the end, when I'm almost finished, I'll go back and I will put I will use white for highlights, but for the base of the eyes I won't use white. That's not to say you're not supposed to use white. You probably are, but sometimes you just have to do what makes you feel comfortable. As you can see, I changed brushes. I changed from an angle to a filbert. Just want to get the eyes in here. And I think also filling in the eyes helps me determine if I got the shape of the eyes right. As I told you, the eyes are hard for me. It just seems like I can never get them to be the right, either the right shape or the same size. And I don't want to use a stencil. I want to do as much freehand as I possibly can. But the good thing is just paint. So if I make a mistake, I can always fix it. I still think her eyes are looking kind of crooked, kind of crazy. I just don't know what it is. What I may wind up doing, just to get some perspective or some good critiques, I'll probably post this on a couple of forums that I belong to. Some painting forums that I belong to will be Brush Bunch on Yahoo. Decorative Artists in Canada, it's called DAIC, D-A-I-C. That's a Yahoo group. The Traditions has a Yahoo group. They use the Tradition paints. Toll Friends, they've been on. They have a private list. It's not a Yahoo list, but tollfriends.com. Facebook has a lot of decorative artists on there, and the SDP, which is the Society of Decorative Painters, they're on Facebook. And also Sharon Tomlinson, her Ning group is allnorasart.ning.com, and I will probably post this there. I really find that I get the most honest critique so far from Sharon's group, because I'm not looking for compliments, I'm looking for help. You know, am I doing this right? Am I going in the right direction? What do I need to fix? And like I said, after the eyes is the nose. I just think that I can't get it to look the way I want it to look. But I'm going to keep on. I'm probably going to take a little break, let some of the as you can see, I'm just working the chalk right into the paint. I don't really care. It'll disappear. And I'm gonna let this dry. Come back and get my color palette together. I need some reds, a deeper red, and some reddish brown paint. And then I'll really start working on the face and probably try to determine what side the shadow is in. I think from my original picture, her shadow is going to be on this side. So I think this is a good place to take a break. I have the eyes in. I probably need one more coat. I'll put her lips in and then see where to go from there. This is KT, and I'm signing out.